to the chairperson's address.
My dear Dr. Karan Singh, with whom I share a birthday, 9th March, except I am 1 year senior to him. He is now 1930, he is 1931. I'm sorry, in the bargain I would confess my old age. I'm Singh, daughter, Mr. Amol Vardhan, and Dr. Bhargupta, ladies and gentlemen. I must thank the organization of the function to ask me to say a few words on this occasion, and which, as a result of which, I went through the book, not in its entirety, the substantial parts of it which made me realize how important it was for the book to be published. Friends, hardly a week passes without any mention or discussion about Kashmir. And the Kashmir issue is critical to our relations with Pakistan. Apart from general notions and hazy facts, general public is not aware of the historical facts surrounding the creation of the state of Jammu and Kashmir and its integration into India. What are the facts about the key players in the history of Kashmir? And one of the key players undoubtedly was, the foremost key player was the late Maharaja Hari Singh. It is necessary in every case to disentangle history from mythology and to have an account of what actually happened and not be fed on oft-repeated fables. The author has researched the subject remarkably well. He has dispelled the unfair impression that Maharaja Hari Singh fled Kashmir solely because of considerations of his personal safety. That was a very unfair impression, and that people have got because it's been constantly repeated by persons who don't know the actual facts. It was at the insistence of Menon, who had made the air dash to Kashmir and who was also entrusted with the task of bringing the signed instrument of accession and ensuring that the Maharaja, in view of the precarious situation which was developing in the state with the raiders almost at the doorstep with the support of Pakistani army, that his person was vital to India. And were it to fall in the hands of Pakistan, the consequences would have been catastrophic. Well, the impression that has been systematically conveyed to the outside world is that the Maharaja fled in panic with his treasure, and that has been effectively dispelled by Dr. Harban Singh?
Harban Singh, sir.
Harban Singh. Of course, you all ask the doctor. तो फैशन है कि डॉक्टर हो जाता है सब लॉज में भी. You know, Dr. Harban Singh, at page 5, the description, possibly taken from Karan Singh's autobiography, description, when the car reached the top of Banyal Pass on the way to Jammu is very moving. It's reproduced at page 5 of the book. And we have the picture of an anguished ruler who was the victim both of conspiracy and circumstances. The book corrects also the false impression that the Kashmir State Police forces were inadequate and did not put up any valiant resistance. That is not so. They did so against great odds and despite inordinately delayed help from Indian forces. And I didn't know that. I must tell you, I must confess my ignorance. I don't know many people know it. It is very important, Harbans Sahib, that you have corrected that impression, and really that we pay a homage to the memory of those valiant forces who fell in defending the state of Kashmir. Well, I must say the book paints a rather unflattering picture of Pandit Nehru. It has passed severe strictures on Sheikh Abdullah and others. Not many may agree with the author. After all, history teaches us to respect one another's delusions. The merit of the book is that it lies in the different avenues it has opened, the different perspectives it has unfolded, and the myths it has demolished. And it has provided a stimulus for an informed and objective study of the events preceding the integration of the state into India and subsequent developments over the years. And we know how Kashmir has dominated national and international discourse. So the point I'm trying to make is that this is not a book of James Bond type, after the raiders marching, stopped at Barabulla, vandalizing the church, raping the women, the nuns, and there they come. That's all very exciting. And our troops coming and they live. You must see beyond what happened. See the historical events which compel the ruler to really agree to sign the instrument of accession. That's important. Unless you understand the historical context and perspective, you will not have any meaningful discussion of Article 370. When people discuss these provisions and other provisions of the Constitution, it's necessary to keep in mind the historical events which led to it, the context, which is all important. And well, in the end, I will conclude with a quote from my favorite author, Will Durant. Will Durant, in his famous Lessons of History, says, "We must operate with partial knowledge and be provisionally content with probabilities. In history, as in science and politics, relativity rules, and all formulas should be suspect. History smiles at all attempts to force its flow into theoretical patterns or logical grooves. It plays havoc with our generalizations, breaks all our rules. History is baroque. Perhaps within these limits we can learn enough from history to bear reality patiently." Dr. Harbans, may I compliment you with my reservations about what you have said in the book, for this book which you have published, which was very necessary and for which I think we are all indebted to you. And with those few words I'll conclude and thank you for your patience.